my name is Magno, and today I'm going to do my first makeup tutorial. Could be my last, I don't really know, I've never made one before, so I guess we'll see how it goes. But a lot of you have asked me to do a makeup tutorial on the look I just did for one of my shoots. So yeah, let's get started. First, I'm going to moisturize my face. I use what's called Hyalotopic. It's actually prescribed to me because my skin is very sensitive, but I definitely suggest moisturizing your face before you put on makeup, as makeup can be very drying. Okay, now that my face is moisturized, let's get started. So I'm actually going to do my face and my hair today. My hair was just a really simple blowout. What I use is Cloud 9 Blowout. This is what the bottle looks like. See, there we go. I really like it. It's not, the place I got it at was $17, but it's a serum, so I definitely don't suggest using it if you're gonna flat iron or curl your hair, literally just for blow drying. It says it's heat activated, so that means if you were to put it in your hair and not use a blow dryer, it's most likely gonna get kind of like crunchy and sticky. So I only ever use this if I'm going to blow dry my hair. But yeah, it's really cool because it makes my hair really soft and like silky. That's why I really like it, and it kind of gives that blowout effect. So I'm gonna take this out of my hair. And my hair's wild. And I just put like penny to quarter size amount in my hand. I don't know if you can see. And I just kind of rub it all over through my hands, and then I'm gonna stand up so you can see. I just run it from like the middle of my hair down to the ends. I don't put it anywhere near my scalp. Just from there, all the way down, kind of run it all over. And after you do that, you actually don't want it to dry in your hair, air dried, because it will start to get sticky. So what you want to do is kind of comb it out and just start blow drying right away. So let's do that. I just combed my hair with a comb, and then I took a wet brush to it. You can use any brush you want, but my hairdresser suggested that I don't use a round brush just to kind of avoid breakage when I blow dry my hair. So I just finger dry it, run my fingers through it. So I'll kind of do a quick little demo just to show you what I do, and then we'll move on to makeup. So my hair is actually super thin and I don't have a lot of it, so that took me like maybe less than 5 minutes. So I can't guarantee that for a lot of you. But definitely don't try to take too many breaks. Like, I know sometimes my arm gets tired, so I'm like, oh, I'll do some of my makeup and come back to it. If you use that serum, just because it can dry and it can get a little sticky, so you kind of just want to, like, you know, go all the way through. Yeah. And definitely if you feel it getting sticky, just take that brush to the parts that you felt getting sticky, but once it's dry, you shouldn't feel any stickiness at all. Don't use too much of that serum because you really don't need it. But yeah, my hair feels really silky and smooth, and I'm ready to do my makeup. Now, I'm really bad at this, and I know a lot of people use primer. I really only use primer on my face. I don't really use it on my eyes, but if you want to use primer, go for it. The primer that I use on my face, though, is Master Prime by Maybelline. I use the blurred one to kind of blur out your pores. I don't really know if it actually minimizes your pores, but it definitely kind of gives that effect. So I start with my eyes. A lot of people don't. I'm weird, and I just don't like when the dust kind of goes down here after I already did my makeup. I feel like that defeats the purpose. I know a lot of people use tape, so I just don't deal with that. I just do my eyes first. So for this look specifically, I did not use a ton of eyeshadow, but I have these little palettes by Smashbox, and they're really cool because they have kind of a lot going on. Yeah, You can see in there. And this one, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is for your cheeks, but I use the highlight right there and a little bit of the contour or the bronzer on my eyes. So I will show you guys what I do with that. I take this top guy, this top shiny guy, and I put it right here, right above my eyelashes, just to kind of give my eyes a bit of a pop. So take a little bit of that. I'll do it right here. I'm probably making such weird facial expressions. Also, I wear contacts, so sometimes it looks weird because it gets stuck on my contact. As you can see, there's a little bit of shine going on right above. So I do that first because then I'll go back over that at the end. Okay, so I kind of have that shimmer going on both my eyes. I don't know if you can see. And then what I do is I take this guy, who's a little pinker than the other one. Let's see, can you get in focus? There we go. So I take the highlight and I kind of just put it right above. So right here, right before the crease. And then I start with this guy, what should be your bronzer, and then I'll go in with this guy, because this guy's actually a little darker once you put it on your eyes. Just doesn't really look like it. And I'll do it right on the crease, right there, go from the middle to the end. Like I said, do one eye then the other. And then with the light one, I didn't go into the dark one yet. With the light one, now that I kind of outlined that crease, then I'm gonna go a little bit higher. Just a little bit. I kind of want like a shadow effect going on into my crease. And I bring all the way down to the ends. And then I'll take that darker one on the actual eyeshadow palette right there. So now the darker part, I just kind of keep from the middle to the corner. I don't go too far in to the inside corner. I just keep it from the middle to the outer corner. At the end, we're gonna make everything a little darker with my eyeshadow, but for now, we're gonna go into eyeliner and then go back to that. So we're going to, for this look, stick with a brown eyeliner. I tend to use liquid liner. This one is the Revlon Skinny. It won't go into focus. Okay, now you can see it. So this is the eyeliner I use. Revlon Color Stay Skinny. What color is this guy? Mahogany Flame. I don't know if that's color, but I just get brown. I like brown. I tend to only use black if I'm going out or if it's kind of like a heavier photo shoot. So I just go right above my eyelashes. Oh no. And I make like a little skinny line. It's hard because the mirror I'm using is higher up, and so I want to make sure I'm still in shot, which I think next time I'll use my smaller mirror. But yeah, I'm not much of a wing girl because I always mess them up. So that is how I did my eyeliner for this look. Yeah, it's pretty simple, just like small, light. And I use a lot of mascara. Probably way more than you should use. But yeah, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit and then we'll go into mascara. Let's get into priming my face. Alright, now that I just put primer on my face, I like to let it dry for a minute before I try to put anything else on my face. So we're gonna start with my mascara. I don't do my bottom lashes until toward the end because if I'm trying to blend under my eyes, it gets kind of difficult and then it gets all clumpy. So I do that toward the end. But I do curl my eyelashes, which is why I wanted to wait for my eyeliner to dry, because otherwise it'll get all messed up. So yeah, I just use a curler. Sometimes if you feel like your curler isn't curling your eyelashes, try changing these little guys, the rubber guys. This one came with like extras in a little bottle. So I like to change them out every now and then and just kind of wash them. Pretty curled. Yes, I curl them before and during. I don't like to curl after once they've dried fully, because then I feel like my eyelashes look crazy. Oh no. Whatever, I can fix that. Okay, well, I'll just cover that up in a bit. Oh, it looks so much crazier on camera. That's good. Okay, so my first one I'm going to use is Telescopic by L'Oreal. I actually saw one of my favorite Instagram models, Charlie Jordan, use this, so I was like, I'll try it. And I really like it. But it's not like my only mascara, and I feel like because I have very long eyelashes, I need more than one coat. And so, yeah, I really like how this looks, so I kind of use it in the beginning and toward the end because it really separates your lashes. But I don't like my lashes to be like too separated, and I also don't like them to be like super clumped and kind of spidery looking. So we're gonna get that in between effect for you guys. Mascara number 1, done. On to number 2. I don't use really anything waterproof till the end, because if I need to fix it, it's gonna be hard to get off with the waterproof. So this guy, I use him so much that you can't even see. Let's see. It's by Maybelline. It's the Colossal. This is the waterproof version, but the purple one is not waterproof. I'm gonna come back to this guy at the end. So I use the purple first, and I kind of just give myself like a little bit of a base. I know that there's like also mascaras out there that are considered base coats, but whatever, do my own thing. And then after I kind of put those coats on, what I like to do is I like to hold the mascara to my eyelashes and kind of just curl them without the curler. If that makes any sense? Just make sure you're cautious of like where your eyelashes are getting lined up, because you don't want to hold it too long and then look back and your eyelashes are in one clump. That's silly. Okay, now I'm gonna give them a break and go back to them. Throughout the whole process, I go back to my eyelashes a lot, so sorry for that. All right, on to concealer. So this first guy I use is by Garnier, and I really don't know the name of it, but that's what the bottle looks like, and he has this really cool little round ball in him, and I really like the feeling, so I like to do that first. And it actually has a little bit of concealer in it, but it feels so nice under your eyes. And then I kind of just dab him with my little dude right here. And I'll come back to all that in a minute, because I actually found a new technique that works for my face better, but you can do it however you like, where I put on my foundation first and then I go back with the concealer. Now for I used 2 different kinds. For the shoot, I used Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid. And then for if I'm going out and I know that I'm gonna like be out for a while and I don't want my face to kind of fall apart, I use the Maybelline Super Stay. And it says 24 hours. I mean, I don't know about 24 hours, but I've definitely used it for at least 10 hours and it held pretty strong. So if you're going out, definitely use that. But for right now, we're gonna use the Dream Satin Liquid. My shade is 40. That's probably a little darker than what my normal shade would be, but we're gonna use a lighter powder to kind of go over it. But basically, what you do is you put your foundation, or even your concealer, because we're going to do this with concealer too. You put it on just like you normally would. I've had it on, some people kind of rub it on. I don't like to put it on my lips just because my lips get really dry. Like I said, this shade is definitely darker than my face, but we're gonna lighten it up. So, now that my foundation is on my face, what I do is I take my setting spray. I use the NYX Matte Finish. There you go. So I use this. I honestly have not found a setting spray that works except for this one. If you have, great. Please tell me, because I would like to use it. Basically, I just put like a spray or two. We'll start with one. Kind of let it dry for a second, and then I just dab it over, right over. You know, I don't hold it on or anything, and I don't get my face all soaking wet. I just kind of dab it all over the foundation, and I'm gonna do this again when I do my concealer after, just to get it to hold. And this is what I saw on the Instagram post, and I don't remember where it was, but I saw it. Okay, now that I put the setting spray on with my beauty blender, I'm sorry, it's so gross. What I'll do is I'll use a setting powder. If I ever want kind of a darker one, which is, I mean, it's the light medium shade, but to me it's kind of dark, I'll use the NYX. But if I want to use, this is like super white, like super, super white, but this is what I'll use for my setting powder. It's translucent, actually. But basically, I'm not going to use too much because I don't want to get like a clumpy kind of look on my face or a cakey look. So I'll just use a little bit and kind of just throw it on all over just to keep that foundation from going anywhere. Then we're going to let it all dry, go back to our eyelashes for a minute, and then conceal. Now let's just go back to our eyelashes for a minute. So now that they kind of dried a little bit, I'm going to go back to curling them. Just a tiny bit. You know, I'll use my finger or spoolie. I also have this like little fork looking thing. I think it's an eyelash separator. At least is what it was called in the box, but people said it's used for your eyebrows too. I don't really know, but I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. This guy. I always accidentally stab myself with him. Ah, you can't even see. But he's got like little fork edges. And basically they're so small though, and you could just separate your eyelashes. I love it. So I use that all the time if my eyelashes get crazy. But next we're actually gonna use, this is Arbonne. My aunt is a rep for Arbonne, so she sent me one to try out, and I actually really love it. So it's Arbonne Speak Volumes Mascara, and I'm just gonna use 1 coat of it right now, and then again a little bit later. And let that dry and we'll go back. Yeah, as we go on, like I just keep adding layers of mascara, but that's just me. You can do it all at once, whatever you want. Here we go, back to our face. Now we're going to conceal. So next I use Maybelline Superstay. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah. And this stuff I feel like stays on my face. I've never had a concealer that stays on my face like this before, but I just put it right under there, just a little bit, oops. And I kind of just follow down, and wherever else I see blemishes on my face that aren't exactly super covered by the foundation, just little spots. Again, I did this for a photo shoot, so I wanted to make sure that the camera wasn't going to pick up, which is the same camera I'm using right now, wasn't going to pick up any blemishes. This guy, and hello, back to our setting spray friend, because he's amazing. Woo. Just a little, maybe a little more, just a little guy. And just dab right under. I think it looks pretty good from the mirror. I don't know what it looks like on the camera. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. I also have my ring light on, so it probably looks super bright. Let's kind of lower that a little bit. So this like in normal lighting. The foundation actually doesn't look awful compared to my chest, but I still would like to blend it better. So now that we have the concealer on, I'm gonna bring this back up so you can see. Now that we have the concealer on, again, setting powder, here we go. Just a little bit, so I'm gonna use a smaller brush. Basically, we're just gonna set the concealer right under my eyes. All right, next we're gonna contour my face a little bit. Oh, my contour brush. I think this dude is really cool looking. He's this little guy. Let's see, what's the brand? Eco Tools. Is that the brand? Yeah. And his name is called Sculpt Bucky. But he's just this little thing. And what I use to contour my face is a couple different stuff. So this is the Master Contour by Maybelline. It's the best way for me to tell where I should contour. So I make a little fish face. Basically, you don't, I mean, for me, for the look I go for, I don't like a straight across line. I like definition, but I feel like when you have a straight across line, it's so obvious you're wearing a ton of makeup, which, yeah, I'm wearing a ton of makeup, but I don't want everybody to know that. I wanted a subtle look for this photo shoot. I wanted it to be like, you know, kind of glamorous. That's why I have the shimmer going on up top, but also not like insanely crazy. Now I'm going to use a little bit of powder. Again, super stay. There we go. I really like it being like, it just stays on my face. I don't know. So this helps blend a little bit. Just, if this was summer, it'd be way too light for my face, but it's actually perfect right now because it kind of blends everything together. Now, if you don't feel like, this is really funny, I'm making a really funny face. If you don't feel like it's blending down here, what I would do is kind of with the remnants of earlier, just kind of pull down. What you also could do is with a bronzer, which we're gonna get to what bronzer I use in a second, but you can just kind of take it, I guess I'm gonna do this now, take whatever bronzer you use and just kind of like pull it down a little bit if you felt like your face doesn't match and whatever you're wearing, I mean, or you can just use a fake self-tanner, rub, whatever you want. I'm just gonna show you kind of what bronzers I use in case you're in the market and want to find a bronzer. These bronzers I think smell amazing and they make your face look awesome. So they're called Butter Bronzer and I think it's awesome because it kind of has like a little shimmer to it, smells great, your face looks awesome when you use it. So if you're in the market, I have two of them. I have a lighter shade for this time of the year. It's called 6676 is the lighter shade that I use. And I'm pretty sure they have an even lighter shade or a medium shade, I'm not sure. But now we're gonna kind of get into my blush and what I do with my blush. So I take from my Maybelline palette and from my Smashbox palette. And I start with the Maybelline because it's lighter. And I just kind of start at like my cheekbone and I bring it up along the bronzer like a normal, I'm pretty sure like a normal tutorial would do. Same on the other side. Again, like I don't do just one side and then do the other side. I do kind of everything at the same time. Making sure that everything matches before I move on to the next step. Now we're gonna move on to the under eyes and darkening my eyes before I do any highlight. So going back to my Smashbox palette, this one, the actual eyeshadow, I'm gonna take the nude again and just kind of go back to my crease. Because remember before we had taken our foundation, we would put it right kind of on our eyebrows, under our eyebrows. So you want to make sure you still have that definition of that crease. And it's actually nice and dark. Usually what I would do is I would take the lighter one first, but because the lighter one was still kind of there, I just took the darker and brought it a little higher up. You don't want it to go all the way up to your eyebrow because you want kind of that definition in between. And what some people do, I don't necessarily do this, but what I did do for my shoot was I took that highlight from the bronzer palette from my Smashbox, this guy, there you go, and I just took a little bit and I just put kind of an outline from like the middle to like the middle-ish end. Again, not a lot, but it kind of gives that definition of like your eyebrow bone, and you can kind of see it shimmering when I do that a little bit, so that's cool. Okay, now let's focus on the under eye. So start with the lighter. That's what I do. Just take the lighter. Sometimes you can use like a thinner end. I just do a little bit like this. Under both sides. Ha, I look so scary when I do that. Again. And honestly, like, this brush already has the dark still kind of on it because I just used the dark. You know what I mean? So otherwise I would take the dark and kind of continue that. But I just went from the corner to the middle. And then what I do is I go back to my sparkly brush. And now I'm going to take this guy. He's more of like a silvery color than whereas like on the bronzer palette, that one's more pink. So the eyeshadow one, I use the top one. And basically just go like right here and into the corners of my eyes. And right underneath into the middle. And I stop. I like to put something a little shiny on the corners of my eyes just because it gives it a little bit of pop. Not everyone does this, and like honestly, that's a lot for me. Usually I would use the pinker one, but like I said, I want my eyes to kind of pop a lot more, so this I think gives it more of a pop. So let's do highlight first. Go back to my Smashbox, or I would use the Maybelline, but for the shoot I use the Smashbox, so let's go back to that. And I'm just gonna get a highlight brush out. And what I'm going to do is just highlight my cheekbones a little bit. Right up here. Okay, now to blend it, I'll just take like this brush. Just kind of go across. Okay, now we're gonna do eyebrows. So this one's pretty dark. It's called Gimme Brow by Benefit. Ooh, can you see? You can't see it, I'm sorry. But I'm not sure exactly what color this is, as this guy is really tiny. And it was actually given to me by my cousin because her hair is actually way lighter than mine, and she just felt like it was too dark for her eyebrows. And luckily for me, it's like just perfect that I can use a little bit, but my eyebrows are still pretty light too, so I can't use a ton of it, which is good because it's lasted me a long time for that reason. So yeah, I just kind of put this on my eyebrows as if I'm brushing my eyebrows. And then this guy is super light. I got a really light color by accident, so when I run out of this or when I run out of that, I'll get a darker color. By Maybelline, it's called Brow Drama. This color is soft brown. Turn it upside down, there we go. And it's basically same type of deal, but because it's lighter, and I didn't use too much of that, I'm just gonna go over what I did to kind of make it darker without using up that guy, because that guy is almost dried up. And then what I'll do is I'll brush it out with a spoolie, that way I'm not just like adding more and more color as we go. So now that I feel like my face looks pretty good, I haven't done all of my mascara yet. Like I said, I kind of wait for the end to finish it out. What I want to do is I'm going to do my setting spray first, because if I do that with mascara on, I feel like then it runs. So do it now. Kind of let it dry a little bit. Alright, now it's time to finish my eyelashes. So as I just put everything away that I didn't mean to put away. Since I fixed that spot, I just want to make sure I don't mess it up again. Haha. Like I said, I just like to add a little bit more curl. My first one I'm going to add on is the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express by Maybelline. And this one is actually waterproof. I don't know if you can really see it, but it comes in a golden purple bottle. Okay, my next one that I use is Volume Amazing by Revlon. We're actually almost done with my mascara. I'm kind of liking how it's coming out right now. So we're just gonna kind of finish it up. Go back to the telescope. Oops, okay. Go back to the telescopic. A lot of people always ask me, like, are your eyelashes fake? And no, they're super long, but they're super blonde. So when I don't have mascara on, like, it's such a difference in what I look like. That's at least how I feel. And I definitely do not neglect my lower lashes. You know, you really want to make sure, like, the amount you put on the bottom, you kind of want to do that to the top too. I mean, vice versa. And last layer we're doing is waterproof, which I know before we kind of did waterproof too with the gold bottle, but we're finishing it off with waterproof. This is the Colossal Waterproof one by Maybelline. Okay, last but not least is lips, which for me is really easy because all I do is gloss. Yeah, there we go. And it's a matte, and I like it because it's like, it reminds me of like a matte lip gloss, but basically just gonna put it on. And then this I actually got for a Christmas present by my cousin, and this I also love the white taste, but it kind of gives you like a darkish complex to it. We're almost done. I forgot one thing. So in the shoots, I actually had my hair a certain style. Basically, I just took like some pieces right here and I just pulled them back, and then I kind of just took the hair and like made it this weird like half up thing, but it wasn't actually half up. And yep, that's it. So that was my first makeup tutorial. Sorry if it was hard to follow. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, if you feel like this was helpful, if you feel like I should shoot from a different angle, or if there's something else you want me to try, feel free to comment, text me, let me know, email me, Instagram DM me, whatever you want. But thanks for lasting this long, and I can't wait to see what it all came out like.